What up, guys? Today we have a question from Matt, who's curious how the Chewster deals with wrestlers in BJJ competitions. So he says that what's happening to him right now, he goes into the competition, he goes up against these tough, wrestlers that are getting into Jiu-Jitsu. Some of these guys have wrestled in college, and they take him down, they get up 2 points, and in some cases they don't do much else. They just kind of disengage, stay busy, don't get a stalling call, and they win. And then in some cases, he, out of desperation, just goes for something, gives up position, gets submitted, or loses to more points. And so he's wondering if the Chewster knows any tips or has any tips on how to deal with wrestlers in Jiu-Jitsu competitions. So, Matt, thank you for the question, brother. Yeah, I've dealt with wrestlers, right? The thing is, I'm a decent wrestler for Jiu-Jitsu. Like, I'm not really that good of a wrestler, but for Jiu-Jitsu, I'm decent. But there's plenty of times where I go up against college wrestlers or guys that I know I'm not going to take down, right? And so the way that I look at this, because I'm a history geek, I love reading about that stuff. Back, and this still happens to this day, armies, when they're fighting, right, if they have a particular type of unit or, person, they want to fight on the ground of their choosing, right? They want to fight on the terrain that's going to best suit their particular units, right? It makes sense. And sometimes I've read about where these different ancient armies, because it took forever to get them all lined up, sometimes the opposing army would say, we don't like the ground we're fighting on, we're not going to fight you right here. We're going to go back. And they would keep jockeying for position over multiple days until eventually they started fighting. So when you're competing against someone in Jiu-Jitsu, you want to think about what is the ground that you should be fighting on? What is the position that you should be working from? If you're up against a superior wrestler, it ain't on the feet. If you're on the feet trying to compete with them and take them down, and you know they're better than you, you're going to give up the takedown. You're going to give up the 2 points. You're going to give up the morale boost that they're going to have when they dump you on your back, right? So don't even play the game. In Jiu-Jitsu, we have this beautiful thing called pulling guard. Now look, I love takedowns. And if I was in a fight, because I know everybody always says in the streets, if it was the streets, I wouldn't pull guard. I would do all kinds of other stuff, right? I'm not stupid. But in this competition setting, pulling guard is a very good strategy against wrestlers and people that are superior to takedowns with you, right? Pull guard, make them play in a position that is better suited for your game. Being on the feet is going to be a dumb idea. Once you get down to the ground, you can choose whatever guard you want to play with. For me, I'm a big fan with wrestlers because of my leg length and stuff like that and my size. I don't have very long legs. I like playing butterfly and I like playing half guard. Why do I like those positions? They have a couple different benefits. One of the biggest problems with wrestlers is that base, right? That base where they're sitting on top of you. You can't sweep them. Just a pain in the butt. Many of you guys watching this are nodding your heads going, yep, they're frustrating as hell to deal with. I know it. And so when you're rolling with them, when you're from half guard and butterfly guard, those positions allow you to get up underneath of them and to knock that base off balance. They allow you for access for sweeps, leg locks, and a number of different submissions that you can use to off balance them. And so those are the positions that I personally like against wrestlers once I hit the ground. You may be a little different depending on your body type, but again, the big key that I want you to think about this, and this is not just a wrestler thing. You should be thinking about this every time you compete against someone. If you have any inkling to how their game works, you look at them and you go, okay, what are the positions that they're best with, right? And then you say, well, do I think I'm better there? Or do I want to try to pull them into a different position that would be better suited to me? You're always trying to do that. You're trying to make someone play in your best position so that you give yourself the best chance to win. Simple idea, but hopefully that helps you, Matt. Good luck to you in your future competitions.